Hi everybody, I'm JT. Welcome to another video from me here at Campervan Journey, where you join us somewhere in France. So we were just having our breakfast back in the van and heard one of the balloons coming down very low, and it's just landed in the field adjacent to the campsite, which is quite a skilled piece of manoeuvring because there's a road just to the left and the river just to the right. So I think he's done a pretty impressive job of bringing it down there without drama. They're walking it over at the moment. I'm not sure if it's so they can lay it down away from the trees in a bit more space. And he's down. So we've driven about an hour and a half probably from Sarlat. Yes. So we stopped to get some fuel in Sarlat, and we've driven about an hour and a half from there. And to put into the navigation to come up on a toll-free route, we have gone through a couple of péages, but so it'd be interesting to see whether they were non-charge zones or not. But we'll keep an eye on the bill when that comes through. But it's time for lunch, so we've pulled up. Claire's Bistro is just opening up. What have we got for lunch? Hot dogs. Hot dogs from Salisbury Aldi. Travelled all the way with us around France. They've been maturing nicely. Good.
In our fridge?
No, they're probably in the cupboard.
In the cupboard?
Because they're not open.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, hot dogs for lunch today. But I'm going to show you this air because the airs on the autoroute system in France are brilliant. But I think I've discovered over time that they're classed into two categories. Really, really picturesque ones like this one. Got a lovely view across the local farmland. Beautiful, nice picnic benches, shady spots under the trees, not very busy. But these sorts of locations always have really, really basic toilets. So they're not the fancy toilets. So if you want to air with better toilets, perhaps more akin to those that we'd be used to in a UK service station, generally they don't have quite as nice a view, or they are much, much busier. But obviously we've got toilet facilities in the van, but if we don't need to use them, then we won't. But this, as an air goes, is pretty good, and will certainly do for the next hour or so whilst we enjoy our lunch. But all joking aside, the French really have got their rest stops, their airs, much, much better set up than we do in the UK. See, it's a big country and it's easy to travel long distances on the very good autoroute system. You wouldn't have a view like this on the M4, would you? Or the M25, or the M6. So what can I tell you about tonight's stopover? Well, it's another France passion site. There's a theme evolving here, and we are in a little village not far from Poitiers, about 10 kilometres from Poitiers and about 50 kilometres from our target destination for the next few days of Saumur. We are on the top of a hill under a walnut tree in the grounds of a goat farm where they make goat's cheese, which we purchased from the farmer and had a very agreeable meal, enjoying a lovely view. We've lost the sunshine, unfortunately. Hopefully be back tomorrow. But again, another idyllic spot. A little bit off the beaten track. but well worth the drive. Like with most of these France passion sites that we've stopped at, they've got space for about 4 or 5 vehicles. So to accompany our tea from our latest France passion site, which is a, what would you call it?
Goat farm.
A goat farm.
There's donkeys.
Okay, but the donkeys don't produce goat cheese.
Oh.
So let's have a little look.
To unwrap.
Let's unwrap.
And some walnuts to eat under the wall.
Wow, look at that.
Oh,
it's quite firm.
I'm about to eat.
First soft but firm.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever had goat cheese.
Haven't you? Yes, you
I
have.
don't recall.
Surely.
I don't remember having goat cheese. Is it smelly?
It smells like down there.
You have it with salad sometimes, don't you? Oh, we have it, and you've got walnuts too.
I've got walnuts from our last farm.
So we're pitched up under a walnut tree,
Behind you.
eating locally, very locally made goat cheese with some walnuts that we picked up or were given from the walnut farm. They started off looking like this, and now they look like this. And we had some Alsatian beer to wash it down.
And it's very yummy.
Harry says it's very yummy. So good morning. It's a bit chilly this morning. I've had to put some sleeves on, and Claire's put some trousers on and gone into our winter cupboard to get a fleece out. So I guess that's what you get from being parked on the top of a hill. It did rain a little bit in the night, and there were a few mosquitoes about, but to add to my collection of bites. But generally speaking, it was another very nice stopover. So the plan for today is to continue driving north. We're about an hour or so from Saumur, and we hope to be able to check into the Utopia campsite there for 2 or 3 nights. We've stayed there a few times before, and it's a really nice campsite, good location, plenty of stuff to do as well, and it'd be nice just to spend a few days at the end of our trip enjoying a campsite. So that's the plan, but we haven't booked, so we're going to arrive there and see what happens. Obviously, if they don't have availability, we'll have to have a plan B, and we don't have a plan B apart from France Passion, the camping car apps, and Park for Night. So we'll see where we end up. A very nice night was had here. We were joined late in the evening, quite late, by a few other vans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us all together. Some of the France Passion sites do actually stipulate that you shouldn't arrive later than a certain time. And we've been trying to get to these locations sort of no later than about 5-ish, just out of courtesy for the owners, but also just to try and ensure that we get a space, because they're all pretty small. But last night, there were at least two of our fellow travellers didn't arrive until gone 9 o'clock, which was obviously a lot later than we'd arrived. But we were all settled in our pitch under the trees and enjoyed it as well. Just need to be careful when we're pulling out with the pop drop down of all the branches. The way to go out is backwards, not forwards. Nous sommes arrivés à Utopia Camping Saumur. Let's see if they've got a space. So, we've arrived in Saumur. Some of our travelling party were a little bit nervous that Utopia might not have any space for us. However, we've been very lucky. They had 2 pitches left. Just 2 pitches left, and we're booked in for 3 nights on a nice little pitch. Sans électricité, but big enough for us. Again, if we were travelling old style with the van and the tent, then it probably would have been a bit cosy, but we're here and we're on and we're ready to enjoy 3 days in the Loire Valley sunshine. I think it's time for some lunch. So I think we were pretty lucky to get a pitch here today. I know that we joked about it earlier on, I joked about it earlier on, of just having a bit of faith in turning up and that there would be something available, but and the Utopia lady said there were literally 2 pitches left, neither of which had electricity, which is fine because our solar has been working amazingly well on our new van. But this pitch that we've got is perfect. It's a really just right size for us. Got the van down one side, space to put the awning out and table out and sit on the other side. And we've been to this site here in Saumur. I was just trying to work out, I think this is the 4th, certainly the 3rd time, if not the 4th time that we've been before. And it's a really nice, it's quite a large site, and I'll give you a little tour around later on in this or the next video. But this, you've got pitches which are nicely divided with hedges. There's a nice sort of randomness about it, so it doesn't feel like a big organised, overly organised campsite. Again, just has that nice feel that Utopia sites give that we really, really enjoy. So a few nights here. We've booked ourselves in for 3 nights to give us a change in habitation. Enjoy the pool because it's supposed to get warmer again, and if we need to do some washing or shower and such like, we can do that. But this evening we're going to enjoy a chicken curry. We stopped at the Super U on the way over, so we've got everything we need for a nice dinner, glass of wine, and just relax. We could, if we wanted to, cook in the van. We've got 2 rings inside the van, but as the weather's nice, you always like to cook outside. Also gives you a bit more elbow room as well for working around, but Kadak does a great job when the weather's nice. There we go, that looks nice, doesn't it?
Looks like curry. It's good.
Wednesday night we have curry at home sometimes, don't we?
It's
Tuesday night.
Usually.
And a drop of Super U's finest.
Vin.
Apparently the place to buy wine in France is Lidl.
Is it really?
Yep. So good morning. Welcome to our campsite in Saumur in the Loire Valley, and the next instalment of Rate My Pain au Chocolat. So we've had pain au chocolats from how many locations?
A couple.
At least
3.
separate locations, and it's fair to say that the ones from Votvilla are a very, very high standard and holding on to their number one position. So let's see how these ones from Saumur work out. In terms of size, I think we're looking at something that's not quite as big as the ones in Sarlat. One's in Villa.
If you find that one's mine, that one's yours.
Oh. No glazing. That's the mini Super U one. We're coming on to that in a minute. Get your whole tray. And we can show what you get in Super U for €4. And we'll try a flavour. It looks like a normal one. Smells like a normal pain au chocolat. It's okay. 6 out of 10.
6.
A good, solid, mid-range effort from the bakery here at Utopia Saumur. However, if you want a bit of variety, if you pop to Super U, you can buy for €4 a tray of pastry delights. We've got mini pain au chocolats, mini croissants and mini pain au raisins. And I'm reliably informed that the pain au raisins were very nice, pain au chocolats were very nice, and the croissants were very good as well. But it's safe to say that the Villa glazed jumbo pain au chocolat still stands unthreatened at the top of Rate My Pain au Chocolat. So having consumed most of this pain au chocolat from Utopia Saumur, I'm going to reevaluate my rating and actually bump it up to a 7 out of 10. Because it's quite nice and moist inside, crispy on the outside, and the chocolate is quite flavoursome. So just a last minute update on its scoring to solid 7 out of 10. Very good. So as befits a visit to the Loire Valley, this morning we're going to take a trip out from the campsite and see if we can find a chateau to visit. There are hundreds in the Loire Valley, so I'm sure we won't have any trouble at all. Not going to travel too far, probably only about half an hour away. I've got a couple in mind. Go and enjoy the day in the Loire Valley sunshine, looking around some historic chateau buildings. So as promised, we've found a chateau 25 minutes down the road from the campsite. We're in a small village called, I think it's pronounced Breze, and it's the Chateau de Breze. We also have wine tasting here as well, which is I didn't know about, but that could be a nice little benefit for later on. This lovely chateau's even got its doorbell right by the main gate. There's a whole network of tunnels and caves underneath the chateau. We're about between 9 and 11 metres down, and they date back for hundreds of years from when troglodyte people lived here.
It's dark.
It's very dark.
Big edition of what's I know.
So we've had a fantastic visit here to the chateau. We're going to go and enjoy some lunch in the campervan and then go and explore the shop where you can buy some wine, which is made on the estate. But there's hundreds of these chateaux in the Loire Valley, but I think it's really important to remember that a lot of them are still privately owned and run, and whilst on the outside they look very glamorous, up close and personal they're actually very dilapidated and sort of falling apart at the seams. So many of them open up to the public to let you come and have a look round and explore these wonderful buildings, but without visitors they wouldn't get a lot of the income needed to sustain looking after a place like this, because despite efforts, very little chateaux qualify for government or state help to look after them. So if you are in the Loire and you want to do your bit, come and visit a chateau. You'll have a great day out and you'll help preserve some history as well. Nice stop for our lunch in the backdrop of the chateau. So we've enjoyed our lunch. We're going to the, how do you pronounce it? Dégustation. Vente direct à la propriété. Buy direct from the maker. Hopefully they're open. Oh dear. Nous avons un problème. C'est fermé. So it doesn't look like we will be doing any tasting after all, which is a shame. Never mind. They had some in the Chateau shop that we can buy without tasting, so perhaps we'll go and do that. So we've managed to purchase some wine, and we've managed to purchase some wine that we've never had before. We've had wine in a bottle, we've had wine in a box. Now we've got wine in a pouch. 1.5 litres of rosé wine from the Chateau vineyards for €7. So it's €3.50 per bottle, which is about £3 per bottle, so direct from the maker. I'm sure it's going to taste lovely and will do us for the next few days. Nice spot for a drone flight. So after our trip to the chateau today, and I think we deserve a special tea. Not quite sure why, but a little bit of a treat. So we managed to treat ourselves to a lovely piece of steak from the butcher. Oh yes, those bad boys. Do you reckon, Hazza? Hungry? That'll do. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to follow the channel for more videos very soon. Thanks for watching.